Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to the class, guys. I hope you all are doing really great, and we are moving forward in our MAD series, that is means article discussion. And if you are following me, I am taking this topic, that is moral thinkers and philosophers around the world, guys. This topic is where in GS4 ethics, right? This topic is written over there. Now I have already covered 5 parts, right, in which we have seen Socrates, Plato, your Aristotle. In the fourth part, we have seen Thomas Aquinas, Machiavelli, and now today we are going to see Thomas Hobbes. Right, if you are following me, if you are coming here for the first time, I would request you to see other 5 videos first, then only you will be able to make the connection. Otherwise you will lose the connection, guys, right? So don't start it haphazardly. जहां से शुरू हुआ है वहीं से शुरू करें, ठीक है? And then try to see it in sequence. Already I have told you that we have already covered this particular Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Thomas Aquinas, Machiavelli, and now we are going to see Thomas Hobbes. Very important, guys. And if you are following me, then you must be understanding that we are having crux of these information of these scholars, right? Certain information we have on our tips. Again, I am telling you, this is our syllabus as per UPSC notification, and over here you will find this particular topic. From here, every year 2 to 3 questions are being asked. Any statement will be given and one philosopher's name will be quoted over there, right? So like this, it will be coming. Just wait. So in this particular class we are going to see Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes के बारे में हम कुछ जानेंगे, guys, ठीक है? सबसे पहले how we started by the introduction itself. You know, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle was existing in ancient time, that is 4th, 5th century in ancient Greek. You know, Thomas Aquinas were existing in Italy in the 13th century AD when Delhi Sultanate in India was starting. You know, Machiavelli was existing in 16th century. Now we should also know about Thomas Hobbes time period, right? So over here, let us see Thomas Hobbes. अब ये लोगों ने कुछ ना कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट दिया, उसका क्रक्स थोड़ा बहुत हमें पता होना चाहिए, राइट? He was born in 1548 till 1679. He was there, guys, AD. That means in the 16th century itself. And Machiavelli was also during the same time period, right? But his time frame is in England, and Machiavelli was in your Italy. So Thomas Hobbes is very much famous for his book Leviathan. देखो, हर किसी की बुक है. मैकियावेली की द प्रिंस है, द रिपब्लिक प्लाटो की है, राइट? So like this you will find several famous books. So Leviathan is one of the famous book of Thomas Hobbes, in which he gave one important concept, that is of social contract theory. ठीक है? Now we will be understanding his contribution, right? So first of all, his views on human nature, guys. See how the perception of philosopher is changing. It is as per their times. Machiavelli's perspective on human nature is very pessimistic, that human is greedy. When he is greedy, he will become ungrateful. When he is ungrateful, he will be fickle minded. Then he is coward also. When he is coward, then he will be fearful also. Like this we have studied, right? And he is avaricious, means very greedy. In the last class we have learned that. अब थॉमस हॉब्स ने भी सेम व्यू रखा अपना, लेकिन थोड़ा सा इन्होंने बहुत अच्छे शब्दों का यूज करा, वो हम समझने की कोशिश करेंगे. ही टोल्ड दैट ह्यूमन नेचर इज बेसिकली, और ही शोड दैट ह्यूमन नेचर इज सेल्फिश. ही उसी पे खड़े रहे जो मैकियावेली ने बात कही थी, राइट? दैट self interest is supreme. That means selfish only. Self interest is supreme. अब वहां पर उन्होंने वर्ड यूज करा था selfish, इन्होंने बोला self interest of a human is supreme, right? He said that man by nature is individual and man is prior to state. It means that you should be putting forward your interest first than the national interest or the state interest. That shows the individualistic tendency जो आज की डेट में आप देख रहे हो, tendency of a person. But few people have always kept motherland first. Like throughout your freedom struggle, you have seen people like that, your national freedom fighters, right? Because now the conditions are good, so people are putting forward their interest, keeping themselves first. But उस टाइम पे भी ऐसे लोग रहे होंगे जो इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक, जो अपने सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट देख रहे होंगे, बट कुछ लोग हमेशा स्टेट को पहले रखते हैं. प्लाटो वाज वन ऑफ दैट पर्सन हु वाज सेइंग दैट हमें स्टेट को पहले रखना है. तो पहले के 3 स्कॉलर्स जो हमने देखे, एरिस्टोटल, सोक्रेटिस एंड प्लाटो, वाज फोकसिंग मोर ऑन स्टेट, दैट स्टेट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. But over here, Thomas Hobbes gives importance to the man also, that it is not about state. Man has certain self-interest and he has to fulfill that. So he will think for his self-interest first. All right. Now there are, if we will study optional point of view, then we have various debates also, some counter arguments also, that we don't have to do for ethics, this topic, right? That's why I'm leaving it. Okay. So he gave this word also, that man is materialistic, that man works hard, then only he tries to occupy the property, right? Money, power, possessive. Man is a possessive individual. Include double S over here, double S. Man is power seeking. So over here, Hobbes gave one statement which can come directly in your examination, that a man or life of a man is a continuous search for power, which ceases. Life of a man is continuous search for power, after power, which ceases means stop, only with his death. Means man is behind power only, and power is not fixed. It is economic power, political power, any power, psychological power, right? And he continuously at different stage he wants something, and which only stop when he will die. Now you must be understanding that Thomas Hobbes, Machiavelli are giving one-sided view of human nature, right? Because of the times they were in. Okay? As per Thomas Hobbes, you understand, as per Thomas Hobbes, human nature is consist of 2 things. That is, that human nature is attracted to love, or which gives him affection, and human nature is averted to pain, right? Over here it is pleasure. So every action which will give human being the pleasure, he will move towards that, and every action which will give human beings pain, he will move away from it. Understanding? And to pleasure, to get this love, affection, he understood that he needs power, and he will get behind that power to get this feeling, right? So as per this human nature, Thomas Hobbes said that we should create something, some type of institution which will increase the pleasure and decrease the pain. And this is he called social contract theory, in which contract means he is creating state, he is creating society for man's increase of this pleasure and decrease this pain. So a social contract theory is saying that state and society are not natural. These are created by man to increase its love and affection and decrease its pain. अभी तक पहले तक क्या चल रहा था, that the state को हमने डिवाइन ओरिजिन दे रखा था कि जो भी राजा होगा उसका एक डिवाइन ओरिजिन है, राइट? मेडिवल में, एंशंट में यही चल रहा था, फिलोसोफर किंग शुड बी देयर. ठीक है, सोसाइटी भी इसलिए बनाई गई है ताकि एक ह्यूमन बीइंग ज्यादा से ज्यादा लव अफेक्शन ले पाए एंड लेस पेन शुड बी गिवन टू हिम. और यहीं से एज पर दिस ह्यूमन नेचर ही आल्सो ट्राइड टू गिव द थ्योरी ऑफ स्टेट ऑफ नेचर. ही सेज दैट इफ देयर इज नो स्टेट इन्वॉल्व, अगर यहाँ पर कोई संभालने वाला नहीं है, कोई भी आपने एक पॉलिटिकल आइडेंटिटी नहीं बना रखी, दैट दिस रीजन विल बी कंट्रोल्ड बाय समवन, एंड इफ यू लेट इन दिस जोन एवरीवन टू बी फ्री, live according to their nature. According to their nature means human nature ke according we will be living. And now, right now only I have told you that Thomas Hobbes was saying that human nature is going behind pleasure seeking person. It is individualistic, it is self-interest oriented. So he will increase his pleasures, and for increasing his pleasure, he will go behind power. Power means desires. Now, if he will have desires, and these desires can be unlimited. But the means to fulfill these desires are limited. So there will be suppose there are 100 people over here, 100 humans are present, and they are living in a state of nature according to their will, according to their human nature, they are functioning. No external agency is controlling them, right? Because right now we are governed by certain laws. If there is nothing like that and we are just governing ourselves on human nature, then as per Hobbes, that man is an individually self-interest oriented. He will seek pleasure, and pleasure he will get by power. Power means unlimited desires he will be having, but resources are limited. So these 100 people will be trying to get these limited resources. So they will be fighting among each other to acquire this power. So he says that state of nature is a state of war, all against all, right? Because someone will be gaining power. And देखो शुरुआत में यही हुआ होगा, जब apes बने और जैसे एवोल्यूशन हो रहा होगा, तो जो स्ट्रॉन्गर होगा वो अपना स्पीशीज को बचा पाया होगा, राइट? एज सिंपल एज दैट. बट राइट नाउ क्या ऐसा हो सकता है दैट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ यू कैन डू जस्टिस? ऐसा हो सकता है? नहीं हो सकता, राइट? सो ही गेव हिज दिस कोट दैट इन अ स्टेट ऑफ नेचर, or the state of nature is a state of war. Listen to what I'm saying, guys, right? All against all. So in a state of nature, he says that life will be short, nasty, brute. It is his word in Leviathan, guys, and poor. So there will be no life in living in the state of nature. Ultimately, everyone will be living in fear that when his life can be deprived of his life, है ना? So he also suggested that man by nature is fearful, which Machiavelli was also saying. So he came up with one theory that is of social contract theory. आप लोगों को ethical point of view से इतना नहीं पढ़ना, but this theory is more explained and more detailed when we go for options, right? The social contract theory में what he says that we should be contracting with the state, that we should put an external state which will ensure our, or which will keep us in order, which will ensure our life, right? Now state will be ensuring that nobody will be deprived of its life, and there will be certain rules which will be followed, right? And every man will be able to go for increasing their pleasures, right? So you are understanding, when person will be died, then he will be snatched away from these pleasures, right? So now you have understand, whenever you have to write about Thomas Hobbes, you must understand, you have to give these thinking. Now you can make up anything, guys, that his view on human nature is this. That means he will be going by the individualistic self-interest like tendencies, right? Now he also gave his views on liberty, guys. Liberty means freedom to do anything. Liberty means I want to do certain thing in a state of, in my state. State means कि कोई जगह है और वहां पर आपको external agencies हैं. So in this particular state, as per social contract, this is being, we are now, these people are controlled by state. ठीक है? Now Thomas Hobbes on liberty, that whether these people should be given liberty. Thomas Hobbes कहते हैं कि भाई लिबर्टी तो वहां होती है जहां लॉ साइलेंट होता है. लिबर्टी इज देयर वेयर लॉ इज साइलेंट. एज पर हिम व्हाट डज ही मीन? ही सेज दैट जहां पर स्टेट नहीं होता, बिकॉज स्टेट है तो लॉ है, स्टेट है तो वो तो लॉ भी बनाएंगे, ठीक है? एंड ही सेज लिबर्टी सिर्फ वहां ग्रांट हो सकती है जहां पर स्टेट नहीं है. दैट मीन जहां पर लॉ साइलेंट है, दैट मीन जहां पर स्टेट नहीं है. और ऐसी सिचुएशन तो स्टेट ऑफ नेचर में थी. एंड एज पर हिम स्टेट ऑफ नेचर इज अ स्टेट ऑफ वॉर. कंप्लीट एनार्की विल बी देयर. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन कैन नॉट एग्जिस्ट. सो एज पर हिम लिबर्टी शुड नॉट बी देयर वेयर स्टेट इज देयर, or wherever state is controlling. So you have to move by what state has made laws, so you have to abide by that. So certain people or certain scholars says that this particular Thomas Hobbes scholar was the first proponent of an absolute state. Thomas Hobbes statement is taken by the fascist also, right? Because जिसको अपने सहूलियत से यूज करना वो उसकी स्टेटमेंट यूज कर रहा था, एब्सोल्यूटिज्म की तरफ जा रहे थे. अंडरस्टैंडिंग. एक होता है हमारा नेगेटिव लिबर्टी का कंसेप्ट जहां पर स्टेट पार्ट नहीं लेती, स्टेट अपना कुछ दे डोंट इंटरफेयर विद द पर्टिकुलर व्हाट पीपल वांट टू डू. एक होता है कि जहां पर स्टेट सपोर्ट करती है, दैट इज पॉजिटिव लिबर्टी, कि अगर आप में कैपेसिटी नहीं है तो आपकी कैपेसिटी बिल्ड कर देगी स्टेट, आपको फ्रीली एजुकेट कर दे करके, या आपको कोई ट्रेनिंग या आपको कोई इंटर्नशिप लगा के स्टेट विल बी गिविंग यू और मेकिंग यू केपेबल. दैट इज पॉजिटिव लिबर्टी वेयर स्टेट इज एंटरिंग एज अ वेलफेयर टू डू योर द वेलफेयर, राइट. तो आज की डेट में पॉजिटिव लिबर्टी का कंसेप्ट ज्यादा चल रहा है, राइट. बट ये अगेन पॉलिटिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, सोशल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आ जाता है. दिस इज नॉट फ्रॉम एथिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू गाइस, ठीक है. तो एथिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इट इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट टू नो द ह्यूमन नेचर एस्पेक्ट. This you have understood. Then social contract theory, pleasure plane nature of human, state of nature, absolute state, and obedience to sovereign means there will be no liberty. Basically, state of nature is state of anarchy. Absolute state means how it is coming to absolute state, because then only you will be able to enjoy and gain more pleasure, right? So this is there guys in Thomas Hobbes. I hope you are liking it. Keep it crux. Already we have covered Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Thomas Aquinas, Machiavelli and Thomas Hobbes. अभी तक जितना पढ़ा है, can you just revise it on your tips? If you can do it, then there is improvement. Otherwise you see इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड आपको सिर्फ आइडिया, क्या कुछ भी आइडिया नहीं था, राइट. आपको कोई भी स्टेटमेंट आती तो आप उसमें सोचते कि ये सोक्रेटिस कौन है, उसने क्या बोला था, लेकिन अब क्रिस्टल क्लियर आपको कुछ चीजें तो ध्यान में होंगी. जस्ट अप्रिशिएट दैट गाइज एंड वी विल बी मूविंग फॉरवर्ड. ओके, थैंक यू सो मच. आई विल मीट यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास.